Students, let us discuss equilibrium constant in the chapter equilibrium. For a reaction that is A plus B give rise to C plus D, the relationship between the value of equilibrium constant and the concentration of reactant and product is that we have already discussed in the previous video, that is Kc is equal to C to the power C D to the power D divided by A to the power A B to the power B. So here the relationship between the value of equilibrium constant and the concentration of reactant and product, that is product by reactant, and the important thing that the stoichiometric coefficient should be taken in the power. So when any equation is given to us, so how we write the Kc value, that is product by reactant, that is a concentration of product by concentration of reactant with the stoichiometric coefficient on their powers. So this expression is called as expression for equilibrium constant. For example, how we make the expression for any reaction, that is expression for equilibrium constant. So for writing the equilibrium constant expression, let us take another example, that is a general case, that is 2a plus 5b give rise to 3c plus 4d. Here these are in the state of equilibrium. That's why the two arrows which is represent here, it shows that it is in the state of equilibrium. So you need to make the formula, that is Kc is equal to concentration of product by reactant. Now here which one is in the product side? That is this one is on the product side. So it should be written on the numerator and the reactant are written on the denominator side. And very important thing here, you need to keep the square brackets. It shows that this is actually concentration. So concentration of C to the power 3. Now why it is powers 3 here? Because 3 is the stoichiometric coefficient. And then concentration of D to the power 4, because 4 is the stoichiometric coefficient for D, by the concentration of A with power 2, that is written here, then concentration of B to the power 5. So it is very important that the stoichiometric coefficient should be written on the powers for the respective concentration of the reactant or product. So this is a general form of equation which is explained here for writing the expression for equilibrium constant. Now let us take one particular example, that is the reaction which is given here. Twice N2O5 is in equilibrium with a 4NO2 plus O2 at a given temperature. So here how we write the equilibrium expression for this reaction, that is product, concentration of product by concentration of reactant and with the stoichiometric coefficient on the powers. So it is very important. First you write the what is given on the right hand side, you write it on the numerator, and what is given on the left hand side, you write it in the denominator, and don't forget to keep the powers. So here that is concentration of NO2 with power 4, because stoichiometric coefficient is 4 here, into O2, that is concentration of O2, it is written in brackets. Here the stoichiometric coefficient is 1, because nothing is represented there. It means the stoichiometric coefficient is 1. Therefore the power we need to write 1 here. But it is not necessary to mention the powers when it is 1. Then by concentration of the reactant, that is N2O5, and what is in the power, that is 2. So that is the equilibrium constant expression for this reaction. So if any equation is given to you that is in the state of equilibrium, you can write the expression, that is equilibrium constant expression, in this way. And the questions are based on this, it is given in the textbook. So all of you solve that problems. Now let us discuss about the unit for equilibrium constant. What will be the unit? So if the equilibrium reaction in which the number of moles of product is equal to number of moles of reactant, that is the total number of moles of product is equal to total number of moles of reactant, like the case of equation A plus B is giving rise to C plus D, that means 1 here 2 moles of reactant and here 2 moles of product, that means equal moles of reactant and product. In such case, if you write the value of Kc, that will be in this way: concentration of C into concentration of D divided by concentration of A into concentration of B. Here the concentration is represented in the unit mole per liter. So mole per liter is the unit for the concentration. So let us substitute the units for each in this way. Then Kc, the unit for concentration of C is mole per liter. So D mole per liter, concentration of A unit is mole per liter. So all terms are here in the formula, that is concentration. So we will be keeping concentration unit mole per liter divided by mole per liter, mole per liter. So when you see here, all the mole per liter here get cancelled. So that means in this case where the number of moles of product is equal to the number of moles of reactant, we can say that there is no unit for the equilibrium constant. That means Kc have no unit. So in such equation, we'll be getting only the numerical value for Kc. There will be no unit. For example, the reaction H2 plus I2 give rise to twice Hi. Here H2, I2 and twice Hi is in the state of equilibrium. That's why the two arrows is representing they are in the state of equilibrium. So in this reaction, when you look at here, 1 mole of H2 and 1 mole of I2 is given. That is in the stoichiometric coefficient here it is 1. That means total 2 moles of reactant, and here 2 Hi means 2 moles of product. So the number of moles of product is equal to the number of moles of reactant. So in such case, it will be having only the value of Kc and numerical value. There will be no unit. So for such type of reaction where the total number of moles of product is equal to total number of moles of reactant in a balanced equation, in such case the value of Kc will be having only the numerical value. There will be no unit for it. But there are some equation in which the number of moles of product is not equal to the number of moles of reactant. Let us take one general equation, that is D is giving rise to A plus 2B. That means here the number of moles of reactant is not equal to the number of moles of product, because here 1D means 1 mole of A and 1D means 1 mole of D, and here A is 1 and 2B means total 3. So on the reactant side we have 1 mole, on the product side we have 3 moles. So here in this case the total number of moles of product is not equal to the total number of moles of reactant. So in such case, when you find out the Kc will be in this way. Now the unit for concentration is mole per liter. So when you substitute here in this equation, this is concentration of A, the unit is mole per liter. Concentration of B to the power square, that means mole per liter, and what is there in the power square, divided by mole per liter, because only concentration of D, here the stoichiometric coefficient is 1, powers is 1. So that is mole per liter. So when you do the calculation, that is when you these two get removed, which get cut it out, so what we be getting here, the unit is mole per liter square, that is mole square liter minus 2. So this is the unit for this equation, for this general equation. So there are many examples in which the number of moles of product is not equal to the number of moles of reactant. In such case, there will be a unit for Kc. So from this it is very clear that the unit for Kc depends upon the equilibrium reaction. It depends upon the type of equilibrium reaction. Depending upon the number of moles of reactant and product, it will be having the unit. Next point, that is equilibrium constant for the reverse reaction is the inverse of the equilibrium constant for the reaction in the forward direction. In order to explain this concept of equilibrium constant, let us take a general equation A plus B giving rise to C plus D. The expression of our equilibrium constant is represented here, that is Kc is equal to C to the power C into D to the power D divided by A to the power A into B to the power B. What will be the reverse reaction for this equation? That is C plus D giving rise to A plus B. Look at here, this equation is the reverse of this equation. So this is considered as a forward reaction, this is the reverse reaction. That means here A and B are the reactant. This equation is started, this reaction is started from the reactant A and B, but this reaction is started from the reactant C and D. So this reaction is the reverse of the first. So what will be the Kc? That is represented here in K dash, that is the concentration of the product divided by concentration of reactant. So this is K dash C, this one is Kc. So what is the relationship between the equilibrium constant for the reverse reaction and with the equilibrium constant of forward reaction? When you look at these two, they have inverse relation, that is Kc is equal to 1 by K dash C. So that is nothing but explained in this statement, that is equilibrium constant for the reverse reaction is inverse of the equilibrium constant for the reaction in the forward direction. So this is what explained in this statement. So let us see what are the important characteristic features of equilibrium constant. That is, equilibrium constant is a constant for a particular reaction at a particular temperature. That is important. It is a constant for a particular reaction at a particular temperature. That means its value is depending upon temperature. Its value will not depend upon the concentration of the reactant taken for the reaction. Its value is depending on temperature but not depending upon the initial concentration of reactant which is taken for the reaction. The value of equilibrium constant does not depend upon the use of catalyst. The catalyst will not affect the value of Kc. Next point, the value of equilibrium constant depends upon the temperature. For example, for this reaction H2 plus I2 give rise to twice Hi. When it is in the state of equilibrium, the value of Kc is 48. That is at 717 Kelvin. So that means this value is constant for a particular temperature. So when we change this temperature, the value of K will also changes. So the value of K depend upon the temperature. So it is constant for a particular reaction for a particular temperature only. And the fourth point, which we have already discussed, that is the equilibrium constant for the reverse reaction is the inverse of the equilibrium constant for the reaction in the forward direction. So these are the important characteristic features of equilibrium constant. Now let us do one problem, that is a text solved problem. The following concentration were obtained for the formation of ammonia from N2 and H2 at equilibrium at 500 Kelvin. The concentration of N2, H2 is given and also the concentration of ammonia. We need to calculate the equilibrium constant. So first you need to write the equation and you need to apply the formula for Kc and substitute the values and you can find out the answer. Like here, the equation is actually the reaction between the nitrogen and hydrogen to form ammonia. So the reaction is N2 plus thrice H2 give rise to twice NH3. It is very important to balance the equation, because if you are not balancing the equation for writing the Kc, the stoichiometric coefficient should comes on the powers. So if you are not properly balance the equation, the formula get mistake. So that means the problem whole get mistake. So it is very important to balance the equation. So now this is a balanced equation, that is N2 plus thrice H2 give rise to twice NH3. Now write the expression Kc is equal to concentration of NH3, because this is on the product side, to the power 2 because stoichiometric coefficient is 2 divided by concentration of N2. Here stoichiometric coefficient is 1. Therefore on the powers we need to write 1. But it is not necessary to mention 1. Next, thrice H2. Therefore, concentration of H2 to the power 3. Now, when you substitute the values which is given here in the problem, so concentration of ammonia, concentration of N2, concentration of H2, values are substituted. When you solve this one, you will be getting the answer. So, in this video, we discussed about the equilibrium constant, the units for it, and how to calculate the equilibrium constant for a given equation when the problem is given to you. So, this is all about this video. Have a nice day.